we took our way to shore. This was the land of the free. They said we'd see our fame no more. But when we looked for work next day, wherever we'd appear, the boss so proud would shout out loud, "We want no Irish here."
That was the Clancy brothers. We won Irish here. They signed that in 1963, President Kennedy. But we are now, this is Greenwich Village, and back then, this was Irishtown. The Irish were welcome here back then. From Canal Street to Chelsea, 95% of the men that worked the docks on the Hudson River were Irish. That's right. I want to take you back now to a world that doesn't really exist anymore. We call it Irishtown. Behind me is St. Veronica's Church. Two venues the Irish would congregate in outside the home was the church and the saloons on the corner. But St. Veronica's, this building was built in 1903. 2017 it closed for lack of parishioners. I remember I popped my head in there in 2016. There were 12 people there at Sunday Mass. Back in the day, on a Sunday, there'd be 3 masses, 3 on a Sunday. And around the corner was a Catholic school, St. Veronica's Catholic School. Because back then, Catholic schools were free. So if you're a longshoreman with 10 kids, how can you afford to send your kid to Catholic school? You didn't have to, because they were free back then. So this is the White Horse. I would say the most famous bar in Greenwich Village. Second oldest bar in New York, 1880. Back then it was an Irish longshoreman watering hole. Now the tourists found out about it, and it's very popular. If I told you years ago, in the year 2020, there'd be a worldwide pandemic, and the White Horse here would be turned into a tiki bar, you'd never believe it. This is where Dylan Thomas used to hang out. In 1953, 17 shots of whiskey. Then he died. And now, like I said, it looks like Dylan's Tiki Bar. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Yeah, so behind me now is a corner bistro. It used to be called Barney's back then. Another local watering hole bar. And it was a man's world back then. Women didn't hang out at the bar. So this black door behind me here, that was the ladies' entrance. So women used to go in there, they would sit in the back, and their husbands or boyfriends would bring the drinks, they would drink them back there. Corner Bistro, formerly Barney's. To connect to the old country, the Irish imported food to New York. Bacon, butter, sausages. Behind me here was Dan Reeves. There's this Irish specialty food store. And across the street, which is now the Cubby Hole, that was the Emerald Foods, right across the street from each other. We're at 270 West 12th Street. There's 4th Street's over here, Greenwich Avenue right over there. This building, back in the 50s, there were 50 kids living in this one building. The Foys had 10 kids, the Durnhams, 7, the Sullivans, 6. First floor here, that's where the Shays lived. And Mrs. Shay, looking out the window on her pillow, watching the street. She was like the street police, greeting people coming in and out of the house. Back then, birth control wasn't a big thing. So that's the end of our little trip. Back to a land or world, like I said earlier, doesn't exist anymore. Irishtown. But what does it mean to be Irish? I'm wearing an Irish sweater. I have an Irish hat. Does that make me Irish? If I eat Irish food, would that help? You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to City Hall right now, put an O at the end of my name, and I'll call myself Philistine. That'll make me Irish. Give me a little upbeat ditty to dance off to.